All right, gang, let's do a quick 3-round mock now that the 49ers have made a move up to number 3. Everyone knows the Jaguars are still taking Trevor Lawrence. The Jets are taking Zach Wilson. He rocked his pro day. I don't think there's any question the Jets are going Zach Wilson. 49ers, the big question is who do they take? I think they take Trey Lance because his measurables are off the charts and you can't find this anywhere else. And I think Shanahan just wants to harness everything that Trey Lance has to offer. 4th overall, I could see the Falcons going with Penei Sewell. I don't know why anyone would pass on Penei Sewell. I don't think they can take a quarterback here because Matt Ryan is due too much money, too much dead cap space. And Matt Ryan isn't doing anything wrong. He's not the problem on this team. Put Penei Sewell either at right tackle or left guard. Jake Matthews is making a fortune there, over $20 million over the next few years. Too much dead cap space. They just released James Carpenter. That Matt Gono can go, yes. He's just a swing lineman. So Penei Sewell, that's the best thing you could do for your team. Bengals at 5. If they're out of the Penei Sewell market, they go wide receiver 1. Wide receiver 1 is Kyle Pitts, even though he's listed as a tight end. If you want a wide receiver, you want a weapon, it's Kyle Pitts. He can line up everywhere, and yes, he does block. He does so much. He could be a fullback. He could line up outside, in the slot, traditional tight end, whatever you need, that's Kyle Pitts. You don't pass on him. The Dolphins at number 6 overall, now that they traded back up for their wide receiver 1, that'll be Jamar Chase. 7 overall. This is the Lions are in a great position to trade back because they're in rebuild mode. If they're going to draft here at 7, take Rashawn Slater, take the best offensive lineman possible. That's what you do in a rebuild. Panthers at 8, they will take Mac Jones, and I base that on the fact that Matt Rule and the entire Panthers coaching staff coached the Senior Bowl, and they are allegedly very high on him. 9 overall, the Broncos. They could be in the market for Justin Fields, just had his pro day. But if they're not going to go Justin Fields here, I think they take Jalen Phillips, who absolutely rocked his pro day. This is a very fast, very large man. He will eventually replace Von Miller at outside linebacker. 10th overall, the Cowboys are not going to pass on Patrick Surtain. His athleticism was a question mark. It's not anymore after his pro day. Here, take a look at him guarding Kyle Pitts. Matched up pretty well with him. Again, he's a very polished cornerback. The only issue was a questionable amount of athleticism. No longer a question. The Giants, 11. They will take Micah Parsons because he fits that defense like a glove. He's again rocked his pro day, very fast. I think it was 4.3 something or other. He can get at the quarterback. Giants use linebackers to get at the quarterback. They need Micah Parsons. He could play edge, so it's that versatility and athleticism that the Giants defense loves. Now, the Eagles will be picking at 12, and they still get a top wide receiver. They will draft an X Factor because that division is getting very tough, and the Eagles are kind of behind a little bit, so go with an X Factor. That's Devontae Smith. Chargers at 13. You're building around your young franchise quarterback. Give them the best offensive lineman available. Christian Darrisaw, left tackle, Virginia Tech. The Vikings, I think they will take Justin Fields. I don't think Kirk Cousins is going anywhere this season, maybe later in the season, but get themselves some Justin Fields. The Patriots, being out of that quarterback market at 15, unless they trade up, they will take the best defensive player available, and I see that as being Gregory Rousseau. Belichick is defensive-minded. He can line up anywhere. Let Bill Belichick use him. Arizona Cardinals, they will take J.C. Horn. He is a very handsy cornerback, and that is a negative, but look at a matchup here with Kyle Pitts. He actually had a very good game against Kyle Pitts. And I think in that division, you're going to need it going against George Kittle. The Raiders, they will take the best offensive lineman available, Elijah Vera Tucker. He will replace Richie Incognito at left guard. They just extended Colton Miller at left tackle. Elijah Vera Tucker can play anywhere, left or right, tackle or guard. Miami, Christian Barmore to play nose tackle in between Christian Wilkins and Raekwon Davis. That is fantastic. 19, the Washington football team. Here, they need a quarterback of the future. That could be Kellen Mond, and I don't think they can wait till the second round to draft him. 20 Overall, the Chicago Bears have to fix the offensive line. The offensive linemen are going quick in this draft. The right side is certainly an issue. Get Tevin Jenkins to play right tackle out of Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State did everything well. They ran the ball, they threw the ball. So Tevin Jenkins, he's a great athlete, very strong man. The Colts, they get Jalen Waddle to see what Wentz can really do. They have T.Y. Hilton for one more year, but they were hurting at wide receiver. Jalen Waddle, dynamic playmaker. Titans, Asante Samuel Jr. Replace Adoree Jackson, who was hurt a lot last year. They gave up a lot of points last year. They scored a lot of points, gave up a lot of points. Get Asante Samuel Jr. The Jets, with their second pick they got from Seattle, they will take Najee Harris, and they will take him because if they don't, he's not going to be there in the second round. He probably wouldn't be there if they let the Steelers draft next. Since Najee is not there, they take Sam Cosmi to play left tackle. Villanueva is out. Their right tackle is not very good, so even if Villanueva stays, because he's still a free agent, Sam Cosmi could play right. Jaguars, they got this pick from the Rams, so they get another pick in the first round. They'll take Trevon Moehrig, safety, the best safety in this class. The Browns, their linebacking core is not good. They will take Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. They kind of need a cornerback now. Elijah Molden would be a great fit, but let's address linebacker. The Ravens, they will take Kwity Paye now that Matthew Judon is gone. It's very fast, edge rusher. The Saints, they will take Rashad Bateman. He is a dynamic #1 wide receiver. He could revitalize Michael Thomas's career and need someone to take some pressure off of him. That's Rashad Bateman. The Packers, they will take, speaking of which, they will take Elijah Moore because they need some speed at wide receiver. They need a great route runner who can catch the ball. Aaron Rodgers, I mean, he's trying to make these wide receivers look good. The Bills, they will take Jason Owe. They had trouble getting at the quarterback last season, and it really hurt them down the stretch. Jason Owe wrecks plays. He's just a superb athlete. He is huge, and he is incredibly fast. The Chiefs, they lost the Super Bowl because they lost both of their tackles. Walker Little to play left tackle. Problem with Walker Little is he opted out last season because of COVID, and the year before he broke his ankle in I think the first game of the season. But I still think they have to go Walker Little. Tampa Bay, they will take Zaven Collins. They somehow managed to keep the majority of that team intact. That linebacking core is phenomenal, but I don't know how long they can hold it together. So Zaven Collins is a great pick for the future, and he's a great pick for right now. He can line up outside linebacker, defensive end, whatever they need him to do. Round 2, the Jaguars, Joe Tryon, outside linebacker, Washington. They reached for Kayvon Chason last year. Their defensive line is not very good. So Joe Tryon will give them a big boost. He's definitely a first-round talent. I just think he slips to the second. The Jets, I think they will take a chance on Caleb Farley, and it's crazy that I'm saying taking a chance, but it's the injury history is catching up to him. He was off the whole year and still was not able to work out in his pro day. He's having back surgery, so that's the only reason. It's big boom or bust now, and I think the Jets are in a position to take a chance. Falcons, they lost their safeties. They have to take the best one available. That's Richie Grant from UCF. Miami will take Wyatt Davis to play guard, so Hunt and Austin Jackson will play tackle. I guess you can keep Eric Flowers at left guard. Wyatt Davis is right guard. The Eagles, they need to get better on the offensive line. Creed Humphrey could play center to replace Jason Kelsey, or he could play guard. Bengals, speaking of which, Alex Leatherwood can play left tackle, right tackle, guard, whatever you need him to do. And that's what the Bengals need. They need someone to do something on that offensive line. The Panthers, Aleem McNeil, nose tackle from NC State. Put him next to Derek Brown with Burns and Reddick on the outside. Now you have something special there on the defensive line. Broncos, best linebacker available is Nick Bolton. Easily could be a first rounder. The Lions, Azeez Ojulari as an edge rusher. Giants, please let this happen. Landon Dickerson, center/guard with an attitude. He's had a ton of injuries, 5 injuries in 4 years, tore his ACL twice. I think he looks healthy right here. He was snapping the ball to Mac Jones on his pro day with a brace on. Here he is with no brace on, so I think he's going to be healthy. Dave Gettleman, it's his last season unless they do something special this year. The 49ers, Elijah Molden. A lot of people have him listed as a safety. I don't know why. He's a cornerback, mostly a nickel corner. Plays with a lot of attitude. Plays like Jair Alexander. It kind of reminds me of him. His dad was an NFL player, cornerback. Cowboys. Carlos Basham, defensive end out of Wake Forest. Aldon Smith is gone. They need someone to get at the quarterback. Carlos Basham. Jaguars got this pick from the Vikings. Here they could take a weapon. They're a little lacking at tight end, so Pat Freiermuth is definitely a weapon as a tight end. And let's see. The Patriots. Here, I think they could take a chance on a young quarterback. Kyle Trask had a fantastic college season. He had a tremendous amount of talent around him. But the Patriots have a lot of talent at wide receiver and definitely a tight end now. Chargers, Jabriel Cox to replace Denzel Perryman. This is an intense linebacker. I think he's going to have his pro day tomorrow. But Jabriel Cox. Raiders, they need to do a lot on the offensive line. Liam Eichenberg, he's not going to play left tackle because Colton Miller just got extended there today, I think. Liam Eichenberg could play right tackle. Arizona, Davian Nixon, interior defensive lineman. He is a run stopper to play next to J.J. Watt and Chandler Jones. Miami, they could take a weapon here. Travis Etienne makes quarterbacks look good. Makes defenses look foolish. So give Tua Tagovailoa the best opportunity with someone like Travis Etienne. Washington, they're going to have to go tackle at some point. Jackson Carman, left tackle. That guy they got there, Christian something or other, something Christian at left tackle is not very good. Morgan Moses is very good at right tackle. He's getting older. So I got to replenish. The Bears, Trey Smith, left tackle / left guard from Tennessee is fantastic and versatile. Titans, Terrace Marshall would be a steal here. Again, I think they want someone with size like Corey Davis. And here you go. The Colts, Dylan Radins, left tackle. They need a left tackle badly now that Costanzo finally retired. I'm not crazy about Radins. A lot of people are, but I will keep him here. Great athlete. I worry about the level of competition. That's all. He's a great athlete. The Steelers, here they take their running back, Javonte Williams. I like him. He reminds me of Saquon Barkley. He breaks tackles. He is elusive. He's strong. Seahawks, they have no choice but to address offensive line to keep Russell Wilson happy. Best defensive lineman is probably Jalen Mayfield here at right tackle. Possibly Aaron Banks from Notre Dame. They have Dwayne Brown at left tackle, I think is really good. But they need a lot of help on the offensive line. Rams, Rondale Moore would be a great complement to Robert Woods and Big Cooper Kupp. Gotta have some weapons for Matthew Stafford. This man is a weapon. Ravens, Joseph Osai, outside linebacker from Texas. Ravens lost quite a bit as far as rushers. Derek Wolfe is older at defensive end. The Browns, Javon Holland, cornerback from Oregon. Greedy Williams is injured, and there's rumors it might be really serious with Greedy. He might not be able to come back. Denzel Ward must be up for his contract this coming season. He's been injured. Definitely need depth at cornerback. The Saints, speaking of cornerback, Aaron Robinson from UCF to replace Janoris Jenkins. And I feel bad. I think Chris Sims was talking about how he reminds him of Janoris Jenkins. He reminds me of him too. It might be the hair. But Aaron Robinson. The Bills, Michael Carter. I almost gave them Trey Sermon. That's a possibility, but I think the Bills need a dynamic running back, and they're probably going to have to take them either in the second or maybe third round to really get a dynamic sort of bell cow running back. Packers, Chaz Surratt, linebacker, UNC. They need some intensity at linebacker. Chiefs, Josh Myers, center from Ohio State. They signed Joe Thuney, which is great. He'll play left guard. Josh Myers could either play center or right guard. Tampa Bay, Ardarius Washington, safety from TCU, could convert to a nickel corner, could play free safety, very versatile. A little undersized, but he's got that versatility, and he's got the production. So, at one point, he was the best safety, in my opinion, in this draft. Third round, the Jaguars, Greg Newsome, cornerback, Northwestern. The Jets need someone to get at the cornerback. At this point, your best option is Ronnie Perkins of Oklahoma. The Texans now get their first pick of this draft, and they have a lot of work ahead of them. You have a 3-4 defense. You might as well get an anchor for it at nose tackle, big Marvin Wilson. FSU has not had its pro day, but there was a point going into the season, Marvin Wilson was a guaranteed first-rounder. Falcons. They'll take that Melifonwu, the cornerback from Syracuse. He is long. He played safety for Andre Sisco when he got injured. He's a very long, rangy cornerback. I could see him going early round 3. The Bengals. Patrick Jones, defensive end from Pittsburgh. They need someone to get at the quarterback. Eagles. Jamin Davis, linebacker from Kentucky. They are in a bit of a rebuild. They could use someone with this kind of intensity. Broncos have to do some work on the defensive line still. Ben Cleveland, guard from Georgia. Not sure what they're doing at quarterback, but they have to protect whoever's there. The Lions lost their nose tackle to my Giants, and I could see them going Levi Onwuzurike, potential first-rounder. Opted out this past season and had an injury before that, but definitely first-round talent. The Panthers, Paulson Adebo, cornerback, Stanford. He can cover. The man can cover. Washington, they got this pick from the 49ers. Here they go. Andre Sisco, safety from Syracuse, was the best safety in this class before he got injured. Definitely a first-rounder before the injury. Cowboys need a big boy in the middle. That'll be Tyler Shelvin from LSU. Opted out this past season. The year before that, he won the championship with LSU. The Giants now have the luxury of taking a weapon. Kadarius Toney is still there. They will not pass on a weapon like that. Patriots forfeit their pick because I don't know. Chargers. Protect the quarterback. Deontay Brown, right guard, Alabama, dropped a lot in the draft because of the last maybe 2 weeks of the season, and the Senior Bowl was not great, where he played out of position, played on the left side. I'm still very big on Deontay Brown. He lost 20 pounds since then, shows some work ethic. Deontay Brown is going to be just fine. Vikings lost Anthony Harris. Maybe replace him. Jamian Sherwood, safety out of Auburn. He can cover. He can rush the quarterback. The Raiders, still rebuilding here, these Raiders. Kelvin Joseph, cornerback, Kentucky. I'm not huge on some of these other cornerbacks like Tyson Campbell. I'm bigger on Eric Stokes from Georgia. The only problem is I just haven't seen it with my own eyes, this Tyson Campbell. Chris Sims, I think, had him at his number 2 cornerback in the class. I respect his opinion. If I don't see it with my own eyes, what am I going to do? Raiders get another pick right after this. They'll take that Hufanga from USC. They need a dynamic playmaker at safety. Jonathan Abrams not working out. Miami could use a pass rusher, defensive end. Chris Rumpf did a lot of production out of Chris Rumpf. Chris Rumpf's father is the defensive line coach, I think, for the Bears now. So this kid grew up knowing some things about football. Washington, they can go Tylan Wallace. Even though they made some moves to get Terry McLaurin some help, why not a young man like Tylan Wallace, superb route runner, could be a legit number 1 someday. The Bears, they are going to have to take a chance on a young quarterback because if they're drafting early next year, they're going to have to take another quarterback out of UNC. I don't think they want to do that with Sam Howell just because of the stigma from Trubisky. So they can go Jamie Newman. He did not play this year. He opted out. He did not play well at the Senior Bowl, but I'm thinking that he has the tools that they could work with. They're not going to start on week 1 just because they have so much money wrapped up in veteran quarterbacks like Andy Dalton and Nick Foles. So if they're going to sit someone with some talent and give them your best. See what you can do with them. The Eagles have the next pick from the Colts in the Carson Wentz trade. Another linebacker, Dylan Moses. I almost gave them Baron Browning from Ohio State, who had a great pro day. Looks great. Get to him in a minute. The Titans, Sean Wade, cornerback. Titans, again, they give up a lot of points. They signed Janoris Jenkins, who's older. Christian Fulton, I don't think has been playing that great. Sean Wade he got burned by Devontae Smith. Everyone gets burned by Devontae Smith. Plus, Sean Wade played outside this season when he's more of a nickel corner. So I think the Titans can use his talents a little better. The Jets, here they take a chance on this Quinn Miners, who everyone is talking about just because physicality. Small school, Wisconsin Whitewater. But he has an incredible athletic upside. Yeah, I mean, Mekhi Becton was raw, but they took his physical attributes, and that worked out. So I could see them going Quinn Miners here. Steelers, they're going to need someone to get at the quarterback, Rashad Weaver. The Rams here, Baron Browning is a linebacker. He has lined up at defensive end. He's a big athletic linebacker. The Browns could use a better presence inside. Defensive lineman Jay Tufele is too talented to get out of the third round. Okay, the Vikings have the next pick from Baltimore. Here, Aaron Banks plays left guard. Look at him here, number 69 for Notre Dame. He is huge. He could play tackle. The Notre Dame offensive line is fantastic. I'll take any one of them. The Browns have the next pick from the Saints. And why not go with Amon-Ra St. Brown? I think this is the type of wide receiver that better works in this offense as compared to an Odell Beckham, who hopefully gets traded to a team that can use him better. But Amon-Ra St. Brown was fantastic at his pro day. The Packers give them a defensive lineman, Osa Odigizua from UCLA. The Bills, they could use an upgraded tight end. Hunter Long was fantastic this season. The Chiefs, I am very big on Hamza Nasir-el-Din. I don't think they had their pro day yet at FSU as a safety. If they do this, he would play strong safety, move Honey Badger. Hamza is one of those hybrid linebacker strong safeties. Tampa, Tommy Togai, defensive lineman, Ohio State. Backup to Vita Vea, who got hurt this year. Had a fantastic pro day, just killed the bench press, so the rich get richer. And that is one possible scenario. That's 3 rounds of talent. There's plenty of more talent that I did not get to, but we'll see how things play out. Maybe do one more mock before the actual draft.